What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another video on my YouTube channel, and in this video I'm going to be recapping Game 5 of the NBA Finals that took place last night, obviously between the Warriors and the Celtics at the Chase Center, and the Warriors are now up 3-2 with a chance to close out the series Thursday night in Boston, and this loss for the Celtics marks the first time that they've lost back-to-back games in these playoffs. Obviously, they've been known for bouncing back after tough losses and losses that make you think that they might be dead in the water. So who knows? They could easily bounce back on Friday and even this thing at 3 games apiece, and we'll be heading to a Game 7 to determine an NBA champion. But for now, we're focused on Game 6 coming up and Game 5 that happened last night. Warriors win 104-94 in a game where, surprisingly, Steph Curry did not play at all to the level he's been playing in these finals. He's been putting up insane numbers, obviously coming off last game where he scored 43 points. But in this game, he was very pedestrian. He only scored 16 points on 7 of 22 shooting, 0 for 9 from three-point range. Was getting good looks, just couldn't get anything to fall. But he did have 8 assists. But this obviously felt like the game that the Celtics should win because they've been having trouble guarding Steph Curry all series. And in this game, you could easily see they were a lot more physical with him, trying to deny him the basketball, showing him multiple bodies, making sure he doesn't get easy looks coming off of screens. And even the easy looks that he got off of screens last night, he just wasn't getting them to fall. So the Celtics did a great job on Steph Curry. They basically just forced someone or other people on the team to beat them, which is what their game plan has been all series. Try to do what they can on Steph Curry and force someone else to beat them. And last night, that someone else was Andrew Wiggins. He had 26 points, 12 of 23 shooting, very efficient game. Didn't make any threes, but all his baskets were timely, in transition, in the half court, creating his own shot. He's the X factor for the team because he's the only guy that can really get his own shot off the dribble. He doesn't need someone else to set him up to get his own shot like other players on the team. Klay Thompson he can create shots, but it's not his go-to. He's the catch and shoot guy, one dribble pull-up guy. He's not the guy who's going to dribble a lot and try and get his own shot like that. Speaking of Klay Thompson, he did play very well last night, 50% shooting and 21 points, making key threes throughout certain moments of the game. And for Boston, their team played pretty well. Tatum, 27 points, 10 of 20 shooting. It's weird because it feels like Jason Tatum hasn't had that signature game yet in these finals. He's had games where he's put up decent numbers, 27 and 10 last night, 5 of 9 from 3, he was key to the Celtics coming back and taking that lead in the third quarter because he started getting hot from three-point range. But it doesn't feel like he's had that signature game yet in the finals like he did in Game 6 against the Bucks when he scored 46 points, probably one of the best elimination game performances I've seen in a while. And Jaylen Brown, 18 points, 5 of 18, 0 for 5 from 3. Even though the Celtics got to the finals, it still seems like the conversations about Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum being able to play together, it's still a conversation that can be had. It's still a legitimate discussion that should be up for debate because it seems like the way they play, they shouldn't really mesh together. They're both kind of takeover wing scorers, not really designed to be playmakers. Tatum is obviously a great playmaker, but his go-to is supposed to be taking over games with scoring and not being able to be stopped on the offensive end. So it'll be interesting to see how their dynamic develops over time. Obviously, their series is far from over. If they win, it's 3 games apiece, and they're going back home. They're going to be extra motivated. They were down 3-2 to the Bucks, so you can never obviously count the Celtics out. And this game really swung in the third quarter because Boston started getting really hot from 3. Marcus Smart was hitting threes. Al Horford was hitting threes. Jason Tatum, like I said earlier, was making threes. And obviously, as we all know, this has been the Celtics. When they're hot and they're in games and they're coming back, it's because they're making the 3 ball. It's been their formula all postseason, live and die by the 3. And when they sort of cooled off from 3, it sort of felt like they sort of lost the game in that way. And then obviously last night, another talking point was the officials making some questionable calls. Obviously, Tony Brothers on the call. He's been a ref that's gotten a lot of heat over the years, but I don't know. You can't really blame it on the officials because the same problems the Celtics have been having all playoffs hurt them again last night, especially when it came to turnovers. They lost the turnover battle, 18 turnovers to just 6 for the Warriors. So you can't win games when you turn the basketball over like that. And as I said in my last video, a lot of the turnovers are just silly passes, rushing things, not finding the right guys. So they've been doing it all postseason, so it's not really fair to expect them to just flip a switch and not have a lot of turnovers, but they're just going to have to find a way to overcome beating themselves, I guess, if they want to keep this series going and not get eliminated on their home floor. And then one other talking point, I got to give credit to Draymond Green. He played a lot better this game. He scored 8 points, but that's not where he makes his mark. Like I said, he makes his mark getting other guys involved. 6 assists, only took 6 shots, made 3 of them. Obviously much smarter shot selection, not as many 3-point attempts. The Warrior starters, just looking at it, they didn't even shoot that well from 3. Draymond Green was 0 for 2, Otto Porter 0 for 2, Andrew Wiggins 0 for 6, and then obviously Steph Curry 0 of 9. Klay Thompson went 5 of 11, but that's just one of the things about the Warriors. They don't have to, even though Steph Curry and Klay Thompson sort of revolutionized the game with a 3-ball and shooting threes, they can beat you in so many other ways. They're not over-reliant on the 3-point shot like a lot of these teams are now in the playoffs and teams of the past. So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see what kind of game we get on Thursday. It should be a very good game. I honestly think the Celtics are going to win. I think this series has 7 games written all over it, even though my initial prediction was Warriors in 6. I think we're going to get a 7-game series, and I think Golden State is going to win the title on their home floor in front of those fans at the Chase Center, getting their first title since 2018 when they swept the Cavs. So, yeah, let me guys know what your predictions are for Game 6. Are the Warriors going to win? Are the Celtics going to win? What are your guys' finals MVPs looking like for either team based on who wins? I honestly think Steph Curry has this thing locked up if the Warriors win. And then for Boston, you can argue Jaylen Brown should be their top candidate because he's been getting big buckets for them throughout this series. But yeah, let me know what you guys' predictions are. Thanks for watching this video. Make sure to find my other content linked in the description. And yep, thank you for watching.